America the Beautiful is a documentary about how the media portrays women to be this image, like a supermodel image, which is completely unattainable for the regular person.
Last week it was shown at BioSci, and Elizabeth Plessy went along to go and see what it was all about. Let's have a look.
Hi there, my name's Isabel Plessy with Queen's TV. We're down here at the Biosciences Complex to see tonight's free screening of America the Beautiful, and we're going to be talking with Queen's students and the director Dale Roberts about the movie's message of America's obsession with beauty and how negative this obsession is on our society.
I look for a slender girl. Why? I couldn't even tell you why.
We're not going to put someone ugly on our cover. It's not going to sell.
My daughter's wanted to be a model since she was little. She has dedicated her whole life to it. I go, Maggie, if you can't get rid of the little poogie on the side, what would you think of liposuction? And she goes, plastic surgery is a woman's best friend.
I am 6 feet tall. I weigh 130 pounds. But I've already been told that I have to lose 15 pounds. Health doesn't become an option in this business.
So what are your expectations for America the Beautiful tonight?
A Statue of Liberty, perhaps?
We don't really know what to expect, actually.
I think we're just trying to see what is going on in America, like all the plastic surgery and what people actually see in beauty nowadays.
I think it's gonna be intense.
So are you happy that a movie like this has been made? Do you think it's important for Queen students to see this?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's only so much emphasis you can put on beauty in the first place.
I think it's really important. I think Queen's community is a little bit too looks obsessed, and we could definitely use with a kind of good smack in the back of the head every once in a while about this kind of stuff.
I don't think that advertisers or marketers are these people who want to make anybody feel bad.
If you're going to worry about your health, go to college.
What's the importance of a six-pack?
I don't know.
So overall, what did you think of America the Beautiful?
I thought it was really well done. The people he chose to interview really added material to the video.
Overall, actually it was an amazing experience. I think it just goes to show how sort of obsessed we all are.
A lot more than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't expecting so many facts.
It gave a lot of facts in terms of science, and it just made you really open your eyes to a lot of things that you would never think before.
I thought it was amazing. Yeah. It was very, I love the fact that he followed Garen for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that it was a good outcome in the end.
And was it what you expected to see? Like the movie, was it what it had all been cracked up to be?
Actually, it was what I expected to see and in more depth than I would have anticipated you could do in that amount of time. I think he did a fabulous job of underscoring the issue.
Was there one specific scene that kind of impacted you more than others?
I think it was just the hardest thing seeing a 13-year-old supermodel go through that.
I thought just watching the girl Garen, her modeling career, just how she was up so high and then fell so hard, and it basically ruined her high school life and her teenage years, and had such a big impact on her self-esteem that's going to stay with her for her whole life. It's just and that's basically what everybody goes through.
The couch guys kind of got to me a little bit. I don't know, it's one of those like you were saying before, if I could jump into the screen and smack that guy in the face, It would probably be on my top list of things to do.
And what would you take as kind of the central message of the movie?
Just that everyone's beautiful.
I guess just for me, you don't need anything to be beautiful, just be yourself, and that's it.
So we're here after the screening of America the Beautiful with writer, producer, and director Daryl Roberts. So just a couple of questions. I mean, America the Beautiful is obviously very different from some of your previous work that you've done in movies. What exactly gave you the inspiration or the idea to make this movie?
Basically, what gave me the inspiration to make the movie is these 3 relationships I had in which I did not marry either of the women, and it was because at the time I was doing this social marketing with these basketball players. So I would travel around the country and meet all these beautiful women at all these basketball stadiums, and it desensitized me. It made me unable to commit to the women that I had in my life at the time, because I wanted a woman like that was beautiful, like these groupies I was meeting, and that didn't happen. So about 6 years ago, I was sitting around thinking about it, and I was like, wow, why did I let beauty get in the way of being with a woman as awesome as I had? And that question made me say, I bet you that'd be a great documentary to see why we're so obsessed with beauty in the first place. And basically, that's what got me started doing the film, the fact that I used to be shallow.
Well, I think one of those big stories that is in the movie is obviously Garen Taylor, who's the 12-year-old model. So how did that come about? How did you choose that that was going to be really your central thread?
Basically, I found Garen at a fashion show in Los Angeles, and she was on the runway. It was her first fashion show, and there was a guy standing next to me. He was like, wow, the model right there, I want to take her home tonight. And I didn't think anything of it. But when he said it, a lady overheard him and said, well, if you do, you better be careful because she's only 12. And I looked again. It's like, that girl's only 12 years old? Oh, my gosh. So I met her mom and told her I was doing the film and asked could I follow them. Her mother said yes. Well, I followed Garen for 3 years, and to be honest with you, we hadn't really planned on using her footage all the way up to the end of the film because what we thought we were filming initially was the rise of a supermodel. And that's not something I would have wanted to put in the film and glamorize. Once Garen went to London and Paris and was told she was too big to model, and she had that meltdown, that's when I realized her story can be like a microcosm of the beauty culture in America, and we went back and recut the whole film, making her the thread to go throughout it. So,
And what has been the reaction to the movie, and was it what you expected?
actually, I didn't know what to expect, but the reaction has been great, not just in America, in Vienna, Austria, Berlin, Germany, Durban, South Africa, all throughout Canada, everywhere we go, the reaction is the same, which shows me that this problem is not just an American problem, it's becoming a global problem.
Well, I think it's a film that speaks very universally, I think. And I think what's interesting in that, and I want to ask you about it, is the fact that I think a lot of times these movies based around body image and things, they're very feminine based. And it's interesting that at the helm of such a beauty-dominated project is a male, and as you said, many of your financiers were male. So how does that fit in to be a male in such a female-dominated industry?
That's, like I said, when I first started doing the film, I really was trying to answer some questions for myself. So I never really thought about it. But when I started going out to interview men for the film, they were like, doing a documentary on beauty, who cares? But women embraced me in what I was doing. And that's how I became female-based, because they were the ones that gave me support. So I ended up following their stories, actually. So, but I got to tell you, just feeling like, I've made a difference in the lives of some conditions and some women feel really good, actually, and I'm absolutely glad that I did it. I'd like to tell the viewers of Queen TV that you're all beautiful the way that you are, and you have to find your inner beauty, and believe you, it's there.